guys? It's Aaron, the trucking guy. So I spent a little bit of time riding on the road. Thought I'd make a little bit of content for you guys. I hope the audio is clear. But I've been kind of listening to everybody weigh in on the whole fuel situation. I've been looking at the market, looking at what we're able to get, and kind of looking at, just the overall statistics across the board, right? And the conclusion that I've come to, guys, is that basically right now, for everybody to stay in business, you're just going to pay more for fuel. You've got to be more strategic about how you book loads. Don't take any loads under $3.50 a mile. Try to pass that on to the brokers and shippers and customers. Do the best you can to get a fuel surcharge. And do what we've been doing for quite some time now anyway, is just get better rates. Work on getting better rates. Get better at negotiating. Use the fuel as a negotiation tactic. Don't be out here taking $2 a mile. Don't be going to bad areas that you shouldn't be in anyway. Don't be going and doing things that you shouldn't be doing. So don't book cheap freight. You can still be profitable if you're turning $3.50, $4.50 a mile. Our trucks are turning, the higher rates per mile. And if you're above $3.50, $4 a mile, you're still making a profit. There should be no reason why you can't. But yes, do you make less profit because it comes out of that end? Yeah, it does. But I don't see a correlation with the fuel going up and the rates going up through the roof right now. I think that we're probably 3 months, away from that before we really see the rates start to rise, before guys start realizing that they're losing money and start, adjusting accordingly. So, it's going to be the same thing during COVID. You got a lot of guys that are just going to run and haul cheap freight because they're scared and they want to pay the bills. As long as the lights are on, they're happy. They're not making anything. They're just keeping the wheels turning, keeping, insurance paid, keeping truck payments paid, things like that. But what they're not really kind of, considering is the fact that, it costs a certain amount of money per mile to run. It costs a certain amount of money per week to break even. And it costs, money based on expenses, and you have maintenance. And a lot of people don't take maintenance into consideration when doing this. So, especially if you're a rookie, guys, try to get those rates up around $3.50, $4.50 in that range per mile. But also, guys, don't sit, man, because you got to have revenue. So if you hit a load for 3 and some change, and you're in a bad area, get into a better area, you got to do what you got to do and get that load rolling and keep that high revenue. Because, like I tell a lot of my clients and a lot of people who call me and my drivers and owner-operators, is that, rate per mile is just the one beacon that we use to maintain success. That's not the most important factor. Cost per mile is another one. But revenue per week is the biggest one. And then it's just a simple formula of, profit. How do you generate a profit? Well, you have to take your fixed expenses and your variable expenses and subtract those from revenue and determine it's what you keep. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. You have to determine what you keep. If you don't know what you keep and what you're bringing home, then you don't know shit. So, try to keep that in mind when booking these loads, when booking this week, when booking in the next 3 months, is that the market is not going to go up at the same time that fuel does. It's just not. The customers and shippers are already paying at an all-time high and record highs. The index is saying that, a lot of the freight is moving away from direct customers to the load boards at an all-time high. What does that tell you? It tells you that the shippers and customers can't get trucks, or they're tired of messing with it. So they'd rather let a broker deal with it. You know what I mean? So those are the things you guys have to consider, is that the statistics are that the loads are moving to the load boards away from direct shippers, that the rates aren't going up because they're already at an all-time high. Inflation's going to continue to go up. Fuel's going to continue to go up. Eventually that cost will be passed on to the consumer, which is a negative thing for the consumer. But right now it's not there yet. And I don't see it tracking for probably 3 months before it starts to go up. And we might even be in a different situation where, fuel is through the roof by then. So I hope that's not the case, but it may very well be. So be prepared, be strategic about where you fuel, how you fuel, get a fuel card, do things that benefit you, but just try to keep those rates up, man. Right now it's like a minimum of $3.50 is minimum right now, which even hotshot guys, man. Don't take these loads for $2 a mile. There's going to be times you may have to move and reposition to another area, but try to get the rates up. Try to negotiate. Use the fuel as a negotiation tactic and say, have you seen fuel lately? You just can't do it. And the more we let that stuff sit, the more the rates will have to come up. But the brokers will go broke. They will have problems, and they're going to be frustrated. Everybody's going to be frustrated across the board. So, you know, just you got to deal with it. You do have to keep your business and weather the storm. I hope it's not a long storm, but you got to weather it. And the way you do that is just by being strategic about how you buy fuel, being strategic about how you manage your logistics, staying in good areas, staying out of bad areas. Because think about it, guys. You go to Montana, you go to Florida, you go to Cali. It costs more to get fuel to those areas because they're desolate or they're further away from pipelines or distribution chains. So it costs more in those areas. So if you're getting crappy rates out of those areas and you're paying more for fuel, it's just not smart. So do what you need to do to be successful and just be more strategic. That's the Trucking Guy signing out. If you need help with this, you can always book a call with me at consultthetruckingguy.com to get your consulting needs. You can go to the website, book the custom consulting program so we can build strategies around how you can stay profitable, stay in business, and do it the right way. So reach out. Trucking Guy signing out. Peace.